Okay, so this week's topic is strong female leads.
Shocker.
Shocker that we would choose such a topic. Not a shocker if you've ever seen the t-shirt that I pretty much just live in that just says strong female lead.
Mm-hmm.
So we've rounded up some of our favourite comics with strong female lead. We're going to give you predominantly indies. There's a couple of vaults mixed with a couple of images, and Georgie B is going to give us a little rundown of some of the ladies from the big two. So it's going to be an honorary mention to the big two because they are a whole separate kettle of fish to what we're talking about today. So we're going to keep it short and sweet while you drink your brews. So if we launch straight in, so if we start off then with the first installment from Vault this episode, which is Sera and the Royal Stars. So, Georgie, you're a mega fan of this particular comic, so tell us all about it.
So, Sera and the Royal Stars is just beautiful. If you like kind of ancient Persian history or kind of ancient history in any capacity, really, D&D and just badass warrior ladies with the best hair ever. It's just perfect. It plays exactly to everything that I loved. I was obviously going to be a complete sap for it when it came out. It's all kind of Achaemenid Persia, and the strongest female lead, Parsnip, has just appeared on the camera.
Yeah, sorry. I'm just trying to keep the keyboard away from it because she loves to stand on it, but she wants to cuddle it.
She does.
Anyway, carry on. So,
but it's fantastic. So you've got the Achaemenid Persia. So you've got this really beautiful aesthetic. It's drawn by Audrey Mock, and Raul Angelo does all the colours for it. And honest to God, there's so much of it that takes place at night as well, which I think is really, really interesting because that shifts your colour palettes entirely. And I could literally talk about this forever, but it's got a couple of really strong female leads actually.
Yeah.
A lot of the protagonists are female, and they're all female in really different ways, which I think is great, because a lot of the time I think when you say you've got a strong female lead, people think you have to set aside sensitivity and femininity and softness, but you don't at all. You can still kick ass and want someone to hold your hand. That's allowed.
True that.
I think Sera and the Royal Stars does a really good job of exemplifying all the different ways that you can be a strong female lead. And it's so pretty.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Some of those the scenes in the galaxies particularly I really, really like.
Really beautiful. Honestly, it's just gorgeous. I mean, the lettering as well, Jim Campbell does the lettering. That's a work of art in itself, because a lot of it is done kind of in different styles, and it's beautiful. I could literally talk about it forever. And it's a really easy entry point. I mean, we really are big fans of Vault and what they produce anyway. But I think if you're looking for something that I like the whole high fantasy thing, so it was really, really up my street because there's lots of spirits and things like that. It literally is a D&D campaign in ancient Persia.
Oh, we should run it as a campaign.
We should. Oh my God, get on that right now.
It's happening.
Yeah, but it's honestly it's a masterpiece, and the reason we went for indies was you can literally go and pick up a trade paperback of that right now. You can read it, you can enjoy it, and then you can be like up to date with it. I think that's really good if you get into it.
Yeah, I think that's some of the joy of quite a lot of these comics that we're talking about, is that you're not going to get lost halfway through when they reboot characters and they go through different arcs and all sorts of different things. A lot of these are sort of really good gateway comics if you're just getting started, or if you're not sure if you're going to like something in particular. These are always quite a good place to start.
We made a conscious decision, didn't we? Like we said before, like I could literally talk about the big two for years.
Yeah.
And so we made a point of saying these are indie ones that you can pick up and read and enjoy, and not, like you said, get lost in a million different universes.
Yeah, absolutely. Because there's so much to be said for the big two, but it's easy to get lost in how big they are.
Oh, very.
Because they're big for a reason. They are the big.
They're called that for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool. Moving on.
One of your favourites.
To one of my favourites, and the second of the Vault installments for this episode is Heathen.
Heathen.
Heathen's by Natasha Alterici. She writes and illustrates.
Talented lady.
I know. Save some for the rest of us, Natasha.
Right.
So this is sort of a Norse mythological tale about the Valkyries. And it's just a really good storyline, and it's got a lot of characters that you really sort of feel for, and it's got a lot of people that you can Parsnip's just having the best time attacking my pens and my paper and everything.
She's
And
the strongest female lead ever.
she's been a nuisance. And yeah, and you can see yourself, I think you can see aspects of yourselves in a lot of the characters, and there's so much heart and there's so much like beautiful storytelling that's all wrapped up in this sort of this young warrior woman who goes and is, she has to leave her family and her life, and basically she just has to go on the run and everyone thinks she's dead, otherwise she will be killed. So and it's just amazing. And there's a talking horse and there's some mermaids, and Odin's there and he's being a bad dick, and the Valkyries are there. He is a bad dick, so and the Valkyries are there being amazing. And yeah, it was the first vault that I ever read, and it's still one of my faves.
It is fantastic. I think the art style as well is really distinctive in it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Her art style's got like a really beautiful sort of like there's like so much texture to it all, and it's all really sort of it always reminds me of sort of like a cave paintings.
Yeah, I can see that, yeah.
And the covers are amazing. So there's quite a few variants, including a Jen Bartel one, which is beautiful. Speaking of Jen Bartel,
That was good. I like that. That was good.
We're going to go straight to Blackbird, published through Image, written by Sam Humphries, and illustrated by Jen Bartel.
It is.
So this is one of probably the most beautiful comics ever.
Oh, like in a heartbeat. Every single panel is just a masterpiece.
Yeah.
It's stunning.
It's got that sort of beautiful neon drenched style that I think a lot of people sort of know Jen's work for. It's really, really clear. It's her work. I mean, you couldn't miss it. You couldn't, mistake it for someone else's. And it's that sort of really strong style that I was like immediately like, I'm gonna get this. And also, it's about sort of like mythical monsters.
Yeah.
So it's ticking all my favourite boxes. Yeah, so the characters.
Yes. Are all so pretty and so beautiful and just like sculpted and painted by the gods, which is what Jen Bartel is.
Well, yes, it's very true. Yeah, so lead character is called Nina Rodriguez, and she sort of spends a lot of her sort of, I think, from her childhood to her sort of young early adult life, believing in this sort of shadowy operation, sort of this mythical, magical, shadowy operation, sort of operating just beyond reality. No one believes her. There's a lot of the comic stems into sort of like self-doubt and belief and people and your family being there for you and believing in you and things like that. It turns out she was right, and things get a whole lot worse.
They do indeed.
So that's really, really beautiful. I mean, the art style, like, I can't tell you enough how crazy beautiful it is. And we'll have, as you can see, there's the panels and things that we've shown you in this is just a snippet of their beauty.
Imagine seeing that on like a full page. It's just,
Yeah.
I remember when you lent it to me for the first time and I opened it and I was like, I'm pretty sure I sent you a message like, oh my god, this is beautiful.
Yeah, and it's released in the sort of high quality image printing. So you're getting a solid product there. You're not getting nothing's lost in the translation from what she's created to what you're getting in your hand.
Yeah, definitely. That vibrancy is very, very present.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's what's really interesting is how vibrant it is and how neon drenched it is as well. Like none of that is lost.
Yeah, for
This
sure.
cat, oh my god. She's had enough now, she's going. She's had enough of traumatizing our lives and getting mud everywhere.
She's a
So,
moody baby.
moody baby. Moving away from the sort of magical neon drenched beautiful wonderland that Jen's created, to a sort of more still fantastical and a bit of larger than life, but a slightly more realistic Crowded.
It's the word I hate, but I'm going to use gritty.
Oh,
It's gritty. I
it's
know I hate when
gritty.
people say like, "Oh, it's really gritty," just but it is. It is.
Yeah, it's actually gritty. It's not like we're claiming, it's not like Batman. It's actually gritty. Like,
Like a sad emo dude. No, I love Crowded. I think Crowded is great. It's really fun, which it shouldn't
mhm.
be because it's basically a comic about hit people and assassins, and then
Yeah,
people putting baggies on your head and vying for who gets to kill you. So that shouldn't be fun, but it
yeah,
really is.
yeah. I think it really works, really, really well, and the characters all work really well. Because I think especially with the two leads, you've got like a really nice chemistry that they're working off, and their personality clashes
In a
work
big way. Like
really,
you've
really well.
got it's like super. It's a bit tropey, and I'm big into that. It is literally like fanfic time tropey. You've got your bubblegum princess,
Yeah,
and then you've got your complete opposite. I'm in love with both of them, obviously. Um, you've got your kind of more, suit and tie, suited and booted. Shane McCutcheon. Can't believe we just referenced that on a video, but I did. Like,
Ugh,
where's the lie?
there's no lie. In other words, it's like chalk and cheese, but it really works really well
Yeah.
together.
the the chemistry's great. I think
Yeah.
the dialogue's supernatural. Yeah, I think it's just great. It's really good fun, like I said, which sounds like a really weird thing to say,
Mm,
but it's one of those things that's crazy, outlandish, but also definitely something you can imagine happening in America in like 7 years' time.
yes.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Like 10 days time.
Oh, that too. I was
Be
trying to
real.
be optimistic.
Yeah. No, I think especially if you're a fan of things like Black Mirror, this
Yeah.
kind of thing's like really going to be up your street. It's got a really interesting style. Everything's like really full of life, loads of vibrant colors, um, characters that like you'll love to hate, and then this sort of really, sort of almost dystopian concept of just bidding to go and kill people.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that, like I said, it's not detached enough from reality that you can see it as fantasy.
Yeah.
Like you said, Black Mirror, that's a really good parallel to draw. To be fair, and it's funny as well. It make you laugh
Yeah.
when you're reading it, and you can sense the urgency of someone who's literally desperately trying to stay alive.
Yeah. And the
And
frustrations as well of sort of like these two really, really different characters trying to stay alive together and
yeah,
also not kill each other.
yeah, that's it. I mean, that's nail on the head. And I
Yeah.
think similarly to what we said with Sarah, it definitely shows you the different ways that femininity can be encapsulated
Yeah,
in
absolutely.
art and writing and everything. I think it does a really good job of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I think the character design of all of the women that we've talked about so far are all so different. But like you said at the beginning, like they're all still really good examples of femininity and strong female characters. Some are really soft and considerate. Some are really strong. Um, some are more outspoken. Some are quite sort of vulnerable and a bit sort of nervous, but they still have that sort of really well-rounded, really fleshed out um, personalities. They're not just a box that's been ticked. They're like really well thought out people with, sort of personalities that reflect a lot of people that you may know, that you might be that person. You know, you might be the bubblegum princess, and your best friend might be the suit and tie.
That's it. And I think, I mean, they're all drawn so differently, like you say, and that I think is really special.
Yeah.
So on that note, we'll go on to, speaking of women that are all drawn differently and don't all look the exact same, let's talk about the big two. Hey, see what I did there? You see?
Funny, funny. The
Right.
big two, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, how many death threats am I going to get from that? No, we said before it would be impossible to kind of talk about the big two in a little video. So
Yeah.
I'm just probably going to shout some names out, and you can go yes, no, maybe, what, yeah, because I will miss so many people out. You know, you do. So
There's so many.
Wonder Woman,
Yes.
Catwoman,
Yes.
Captain Marvel,
Yes.
Dark Phoenix, who has one of the best storylines that they completely ruined in the film, by the way.
Yes.
Still not over it. Went to see it by myself. Cried in the cinema. Some teenagers laughed at me.
Yeah.
Good day.
Go and buy Dark Phoenix, the comic book, to make Georgie feel better.
Yes, please. Jean
It's
Grey
a marvel.
is incredible, and I love her.
Yeah.
And she's better than Mystique. And I think her story is beautiful. Speaking of great female characters, Into the Spider-Verse did a great job with my Spider-Gwen.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
We've also got Cindy Moon, Spider-Girl. There's lots of, I think a lot of the time when you go into like Jennifer Walters' She-Hulk or Jane Foster's Thor, some of these kind of versions are absolutely spot on.
Yeah.
And I do think, shockingly enough, my favourite ones are the Spider-Man. Kind of, you know, you've got Spider-Gwen, you've got Silk, they're all like absolutely spot on.
Yeah.
Okay,
so let's put this into a tiny little listicle then. So if you were going to recommend 5 issues from the big two, single issues.
Oh god, I can't do that on the spot.
On the spot. 5 single issues, either of the big two, strong female leads.
I can't do single issues. Can I do 5 characters?
Yes, with reference to a single issue, if you can think of one.
I can't think of any because it's like I've been at work all day. I'm going to go 4. I'm going to go for Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you? New 52 outfit. Captain Marvel.
Yep. The new stuff. The new run of Captain Marvel's amazing. So go for Captain Marvel 2019.
Because I was going to go like I like the new, like I've not read the 2019 one, but I was going to go Monica or Carol. You can go for, you know, Photon, that kind of thing. That's a sneaky way of me putting 2 different characters in there.
I noticed. We noticed that, didn't we, audience?
Yeah. All of the Spider-Gwen stuff's amazing.
Yep.
There is a lot because it's the big two, but when you compare it to some of the other stuff, it's not like Wonder Woman. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Spider-Gwen stuff's great. The whole concept, in her whole look, her whole aesthetic, all of her story arcs, really, really good. Really big fan. Jane Foster.
Oh yeah, okay. The beginning of her arc.
Some of the new, like the more recent stuff's really, really good. But I think the beginning, it's super interesting, and I don't know what direction Taika Waititi's going to go in with Love and Thunder, but I'm excited to see how that kind of manifests. Because if they do the whole like origin story type thing, that will be
crazy.
I'm not going to say it because I'm trying to make people read it, but it would be really cool.
You will not see this twist coming.
And I feel like I'm just plugging their films right now. Black Widow's good. Yeah, Black Widow's cool. I think she was criminally underrated in the films, but I'm going to bump her off in favour of Selena Kyle.
Nice.
Thor's Natasha. Selena kind of took that spot.
Yeah.
Because you've got all of her presence in the comic books. You notice how I didn't put Harley Quinn in there. And you've also got her video game iterations, which is kick-ass.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't put Harley Quinn in there. Sorry. I think at
No.
this point in time, she's overdone, and I would pick Pamela Isley over her any day of the week. Poison Ivy.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that was not 5. I'm sorry. That
No,
was
I
like
think that was 7. Never mind. There's 7 of the big 2 for you to get started with. And that's pretty much a lot. We're keeping it really short and snappy today because this has actually been recorded of an evening and we're tired. So we're keeping it short and sweet. And it's 9:15, so I'm not drinking coffee because
I'm
I'm not.
drinking vitamin squash.
Nice. I'm drinking water. So this has been this week's coffee break comics with minus the coffee, but we'll be back with the coffee for next week.
Promise.
We promise. This has been Strong Female Leads. We will pop back to this topic as we go, I think, because there's always new comics coming out with strong female leads that we love, and there's more that we will think of the minute we sign off from this conversation that we'll wish we'll have mentioned.
100%.
So yeah, check out last week's. We talked about supernatural horrors, which I always try and say psychological, even though it's not.
We can talk about that soon if you want.
But we're going to talk about that soon, maybe. So that's another series of videos and podcasts that will be all about horror films. This week is about home invasion horror films, where we take a look at some of our favourites, and we even go through a snazzy flowchart.
She's really good at making flowcharts, guys.
I love that flowchart. I was very proud of it. So that will also feature some guests, as will Coffee Break Comics at some point when we ask our comic making friends and I'm going to say babies, little comic babies. There are babies, our comic babies, if they would like to come on the show. So that'll be interesting. If there's any particular aspect of comics you would like to hear about from a comic pro, let us know. We know some. We can ask them.
You rhyme.
I did rhyme. That was good. That was good for a Monday night.
Yeah.
So if there's things you want to know, let us know, and we'll ask a pro.
Amazing.
Yeah, I think that was the haiku. I'm not sure.
Let me take out the syllables in each line.
This has been beautiful. Sorry about the big cat interruptions. She was being all sorts of a nuisance, but never mind. Yeah, so we'll be back next week. We'll pop the links again in the comment box so you can get yourself a copy of all the wonderful things we've talked about.
You can do that.
Yeah. All right. Be good. Be safe.
Always.
Ciao.